you guys. Welcome to What You Don't See, the podcast. And today we got something special for you besides Eli sitting here with us, right? We're missing Ingrid. Ingrid, we miss you.
I love you.
Ingrid. Yes, we love you. But we're going to talk today about hate comments. Our hate comments.
Yeah, our hate
we have
comments.
haters.
Specifically ours.
Yes, and Leah's going to read them.
Yeah.
Because she's the one who doesn't need glasses. And we're not going to put our glasses on.
I'm the
are we,
only
Magda?
one here who
we're
doesn't
not.
need reading glasses. So I'm going to read the hate
Your
comments.
other youngin did not show up today.
Yeah, the other youngie.
So we are no strangers to hate comments. I mean, I'm sure
80 hate you, 20 love you.
yeah. We've all
that's
gotten
okay.
hate comments in our personal pages, hate messages. So we're no
I've been
strangers.
threatened by men
Oh my
on
God.
my Atlas page. I had to block people.
Because they're so threatened that you're a successful business
I
owner
mean, there's haters.
in the HVAC industry.
Everywhere.
So anyway, we're no strangers to hate comments. We don't it's whatever.
You got a ton.
So-
I remember La Chona.
La Chon. Oh yeah. I still do, but I look forward to them now. So anyway, let's read some of our hate comments. So we're gonna read a few. We're gonna address them, and then they're all from men.
Surprise,
Surprise.
surprise.
I'm surprised that we
I
don't have
got
any
you guys.
from
I promise I'll defend us. I'm joking.
You should,
I'm joking.
No, no,
the
they're
comments
always
from the
from men.
females are beautiful.
Sarah,
Really?
they're always from men.
Yes.
they're
You don't find that weird? Why are men so hateful?
I don't know.
Because they're just so, they're not open-minded. They're just so miserable. And okay, I'm going
I'm
to bring
shocked
that.
You know
that
what?
it's
They
only
could
men.
be men that are just miserable.
Yes, because I put a story once about masculine and feminine.
Uh-huh.
And one of the guys that I was dating was making fun of that because he thought it was fucking hilarious. He went off my list real quick. He thought it was so funny. And he was just like throwing, he's like, you know what? I'm going to be the man now. So you're not going to go do whatever you're going to do this weekend. You're not going to go to the island. That was the last time I spoke to him.
No way.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
You
And-
told me about this.
Yeah, this is one of the other ones.
Okay, but I would say 90% of the time, the hate comments that I get on my page are men. So I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But let's start off with a
That
hate.
is interesting.
Let's start off with a hate comment that we received on our sex work. Pay attention, guys.
I felt like I was in a classroom. You're over here looking at her. I'm like, whispering.
Okay.
I need to separate these two. Okay, so we did, if y'all remember, we did a episode on sex work. Sex
Yes.
workers, OnlyFans, because OnlyFans is sex work. And so this is one of the comments we got.
Even though there's no physical touch,
Even though there's no physical touch, it is still a form of
it
sex
still
work.
baffles me.
Dancing at strip clubs, that's sex work. Even though you don't have sex with them, even though they don't touch you, that's still sex work. Okay, so somebody commented and he said, "You all must be joking. It's better to work at McDonald's than OnlyFans. Unless a woman is really special, she won't make enough money to live off of OnlyFans. Women would earn much more money being plumbers than doing OnlyFans."
I do have to agree on the plumbing thing. You could get some good money out there. I'm just saying. And there's a massive need for plumbing. I'm just going to do this plug. Massive need. The licensed plumber is 58 years old right now, so there is like a huge opportunity for women to become plumbers. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I spot on. Uh-huh.
Oh, so you agree with our hater?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily
needs
think
plumbers.
I need plumbers, and I don't really think that that's necessarily a hate comment. I think he was just voicing his opinion on the fact
It's a
that
hate
you
comment
don't-
towards sex workers, I feel. Not necessarily
I
towards
didn't
us, but
feel it was a hate comment towards.
I do.
I think he was being, well,
I mean, he was giving his opinion, but he was
he hated on him.
hating on the
Hating
sex
on
worker 100%
OnlyFans
because
hating
On
OnlyFans.
how they make their money.
yes.
He was
and
hating on how they made their money. I'm glad that's how
I
he
wish
said it.
he-
That's
I mean,
the way I kind
I
of
bet he would
understood
love
it.
to be able to
Yeah.
make that kind of money.
Yeah. I think, so the vibes that I'm getting is jealous. He's jealous of women.
Of how she made her money.
That's like the vibe that
No, jealous of women? No. How so?
because he is,
Yeah, I
gonna
just
get
know I gotta
heated.
stand
well,
straight.
first of all, he's just wrong. You do not make more money at McDonald's than you do on
absolutely
OnlyFans.
not.
No,
And
not-
those
you know
of
what
I
us
mean?
that know that and understand that.
Yeah. So, like, first of all, it's just incorrect. Second of all, it sounds like he doesn't want women to make money off of OnlyFans because he knows he can't.
That's,
True.
I feel that, yes.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting the vibe that he's like
Maybe he's a
upset
plumber?
that it's not.
Come
that
work
it's-
at Atlas.
I feel like he's upset that it's not an option for him,
For
and
men.
he's like low key hating.
There's options for men to be on OnlyFans.
Yeah, there is. There's anybody can be on
Right.
OnlyFans.
You see, and I just recently, maybe about a year ago, not even lying, found out what OnlyFans was.
Because you made one?
No clue.
I'm just kidding.
I did. I'm showing my toes.
Showing
my toes.
showing
Hey,
my
those
toes.
toe girls make some money.
But I've
Yeah,
heard
they
that.
do.
They
and
do.
and that's the reason why I heard of it, because somebody made a joke about, well, let me just post pictures of my feet on OnlyFans. I said, what's OnlyFans?
I've been asked to show my toes on Instagram.
They looked at me with this face as if, really, are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. I've never heard of it. But, I mean, to me, if that's the way a woman earns her money, you should not be judgmental. Don't be, because...
You don't have to date her?
Yeah, you don't. Who says you have to date her?
Who says you have to date her?
And their toes,
Or
not
you-
like you know her face.
Well,
No.
no, even
Exactly.
if they're full frontal naked pics, you don't have to
You don't
date
have
her
to
if
date
you
her.
don't like it.
Exactly. That's true.
That's how she makes her living. That's how she supports her family if she has a family. It doesn't affect you.
It
Why
doesn't
do
affect
you
you.
care? Why do you need to be hatred?
Stay out of her energy.
Yeah. Don't date her and leave her alone. Stay out of her. Let her make her money and live her best life and mind your own business. That's the way I see it.
I agree with you. I'm not going
But I-
to disagree
I do
with
agree
you,
that
but
he's hating, though. I do.
I think a part of it is the men that hate on sex work is because they have been shunned by women in the past in sex work positions. Like they've been, what's the word? Rejected. Rejected. Like maybe they were at a strip club and they really fell in love with a dancer, and then she, embarrassed him or dumped him or rejected him, and now they carry this grudge against sex workers, or they're jealous that these women make a lot of money and they don't.
Opinion?
That's probably
What's
what
your
it
opinion
is.
on it?
But I think they can make a lot of money from what I've heard.
Men?
No.
Oh, only- yeah, no, they
women,
can.
Oh,
yeah.
they can.
No,
yeah.
some people
So,
make millions.
I mean, if a man or a
Millions.
male's gonna make a comment
I'm in the
like
wrong
that, I
business.
mean, hey, maybe he should look into it
I'm in the
himself.
club
I don't
Yeah.
know. Is he upset as to she's making more money than I am by doing this, and I'm over here busting my butt doing this?
Yes, like I'm
You know.
busting my butt cleaning toilets, and here she is showing her toes, and she makes better money than I do, and that's not the way the world is supposed to work. Men are supposed to make more money than women, and I'm threatened by it. So now I have to be a hater. A lot of guys in this like patriarchal society do not like that women are more successful than them.
You see, and we last time that question was asked the first episode I was on, if I would ever date a woman that is more successful than I am, or am I insecure about it? I'm not. I kind of find
Good.
it sexy. I think it's
I
kind of
love
hot.
that.
I think it's kind of hot. I mean,
I love that.
'Cause
maybe
you're
Maybe
confident.
there's something I can learn from her that
Yeah.
I haven't done.
I feel like
So-
to you, it's like a matter of like pride. Like, yeah, that's my girl.
Yes,
like she's a badass. Like, look at how like
Mm-hmm.
successful she is, and you're like proud to have her on your arm.
Yep.
Because you're secure and you're confident. But there are men who are threatened by that because they were taught from a young age that men are supposed to be superior than women, and men are supposed to make more money than women, and women are the lesser of the two sexes, and so that really angers them.
So that's where you think the hate comes from.
I think a lot of hate on sex work comes from jealousy because they don't have that option, or they think they don't have that option to make as much
Or
money.
maybe their body, they really don't have that option.
They really don't have that option. Either they don't have that option, or they've been rejected by sex workers, and that really pisses them
I
off.
can see the rejection.
I can see both.
This kind of the question popped into my head because a friend of mine and I, we were having a drink at Ojos in Westlaco, Ojos Locos. We all know what that is, right?
Why were you there?
It was 3, 4 in the afternoon, and hey, I'm here having
Let's
a
go
beer.
to Ojos Locos.
Okay, but to me,
I'm not
I don't.
Please,
I'm cool
but
with it.
I'm like,
They're wearing G-strings, and I don't want nobody
So-
with a G-string serving my food.
They're like touching their G-string and then
Yeah.
serving.
let me just
you.
wipe this sweat off my ass real quick. But
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
I,
joking.
I
No,
would
no, no.
not be able
but
to.
so
Separate the two.
question came up to where, and it kind of, again, this guy's comment just popped into my head. We were joking around about opening a bar called Cougars. And what if we have young men,
And older women.
young men that are fit, serving cocktails and maybe finger foods to women coming in, and we're calling it Cougars.
Yeah.
Kind of like you have Hooters,
Yeah.
you have Twin Peaks, you have
Cougars.
Ojos Locos. Would women would they be attracted to that? Do you think, would you find yourself or your friends, group of friends, going to a bar called Cougars where there's men serving you?
Guys get too upset. All the husbands and boyfriends would be pissed.
We used to have the male stripper, the club, remember? And it closed down. We had a male stripper club here on 107 years ago.
Really?
And it closed
I
down.
remember it.
Because they weren't going. I think us women were very different than men when it comes to that. We don't go and look at, oh fuck, you look so good, I'm gonna sit here and fucking stare at you. I don't think that's us.
I don't know.
We see a hot guy and we look, but we're not. We don't want this hot guy. I mean, well, maybe, right? Service.
I don't know.
But
It's interesting, right? It's an interesting topic. I mean,
It is an interesting topic.
Well, it's like this. Women go to, what's the strip club in
Chippendales.
Vegas?
The Chippendales?
Is that the
Yeah.
one? Okay, the strip club in Vegas. They'll go with their friends, right? But they won't go in your area.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to be seen there. Like, maybe they don't want to, like, be...
I just see it because we used to joke around about having a women's version of Hooters, right? And that's when we found out that there was a
I don't
strip
see
club.
it being as something that women would go to consistently enough to support a business. I could see it come down once every 3 months or something like
something
that.
for fun.
For fun, for a one-time thing. But I don't see women physically going to pay money just to look at somebody. Like, that's like...
I feel like men are more visual than women. Like, they're
Yes.
much more visual. They're much more like, I want to go look at girls. And, like, women were more like, I want to know what you bring to the table. I want to know if you're a good person.
you
like,
are.
who you
Yes.
are. Are you consistent?
We'll do
are
that
you...
for a birthday party.
I don't want to
Yeah,
see
like
ass
a
and boobs all day
bachelorette.
long.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a bachelorette party. Cool, that's fun. Go to the Chippendales or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not something that like men frequent strip clubs. You know, they
Yeah.
go every week because they like to look at girls naked. You know, I don't know that women would do the same thing.
No, I can't see
I
myself
don't
going
see,
to.
or I don't know
a
about this
male
younger
strip club all the
generation,
time.
right? This 20s, I don't know about them, but I don't see it being something that it's a woman's prerogative to
it
go.
just popped into my head from the conversation I had with a friend of mine, and now that we brought up the OnlyFans
Right.
or what have you, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
let me ask you all what y'all would think.
Yeah,
So
I don't-
that's the only reason why I was
I
asking.
don't
Maybe,
know.
maybe
I
for the
think
gay guys.
Yeah, I mean,
The
there's
gay guys would like it.
the one downtown gets packed.
Yeah, that bar.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun, and they put on an amazing show.
I haven't been in such a long time.
I know. The last time that I went was Mariana's birthday.
I didn't even go for Mariana's
No.
birthday. Well, I don't do birthdays, so I wouldn't have gone.
I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a long time. Why do I say? No, I just went to a drag show a few months ago.
I was like, oh yes, we went to a drag show. Yeah, we went to a
I
drag
want to
show.
go to one. I haven't been to one in a long
That
time.
was fun, but that's totally different from
Yeah.
like a
The
you know
club.
that's that's totally
Yeah.
different.
It's a club.
So anyway, let's go back to the
Back
hate
to hate.
comments. So I think that this guy, Cards Fan 5100,
Reach us to us and let us know why you feel that way.
yeah, why do you feel that way when there's like direct evidence to show that girls make a lot of like literally millions on OnlyFans? I mean, he does say that unless a woman is really special, she won't make enough money from it. But I know a lot of women with all different body types, all different facial features who make a lot of money. I mean, like a lot of money.
Because men like different things.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was about to say.
Yes, exactly.
Girls like different things too.
Some guys,
Some guys like very thin. Some guys like very curvy. Some guys like light skin, blonde hair. Some guys like dark skin, black hair. You know what I mean? There's something
Yeah.
for everybody, guys. Some people
Oh,
like
I've seen there is something for everyone.
there's
I've seen some.
there is money to be made on OnlyFans. So we're gonna have to fact check you and say that you're wrong. But feel free to come back at us with like hard, cold evidence research.
Or if you
And
want
Or
to be
just-
a guest.
or yeah.
oh yeah, come be on our podcast.
Come be on our
podcast and let us know
We
why.
welcome you.
Yeah, so, okay, on to the next one. This one was a private message, so we're not going to share the name, but it's another guy. Surprise. He said, I've tried so hard to listen to your podcast. I just can't. I have an obsessive thing about the words like, kinda, and so. It's a mental auditory thing called misophonia. I feel like filler words and terms like that take away from the credibility of the person speaking, and it immediately tunes me out. This is a podcast, sir.
I was about to say, it
This is
depends.
a
Are you giving a
podcast.
speech?
We're
during
not giving
for
a
presidential
speech
debate
at
or,
a
you
university
know?
or presidential debate. This is
Let us
normal
be.
conversation.
Misophonia?
Misophonia.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that
before.
Misophonia. Who knows if it's even real?
Not too sure.
Ask ChatGPT.
But
Ask
I mean,
ChatGPT.
I know, because I have my bachelor's in communication studies, so my professor during some of the classes that we had, presentational speaking, what have you, they would, deduct points.
If you use
we
filler words,
Yes.
yeah.
So I had a professor that anytime we use or spoke in class, we could not use those words.
That's hard.
And that way it was hard.
It's hard to unlearn
So
using
hard.
those filler words. And then you have to always be on alert, thinking about, am I
Yes.
saying the right thing? Am I using the wrong word? And,
But it all depends on where you're
when
at,
you're in a
you
when you're
know?
in a professional setting, I think it's easier to not use filler, or you naturally don't use as many filler words when you're in a professional setting. When you're sitting down talking with friends, you're not as
It
like
happens all the
guarded about
time.
how you're speaking.
And we don't want to be guarded.
And we don't want to be
We just
guarded.
wanna
We want to have a
speak and
casual
say,
conversation. And yeah, this is not the presidential debate.
It's not.
Like Eli said.
It's not. But I mean, it's.
What do you think, Sarah? Do we lose credibility?
Is that word? Is it a word?
I was reading the hate comments.
Oh,
I
I thought she was googling that one word. That you said.
So what I think is that everybody has different opinions, and if we're not for you, we're just not for you.
Good.
But why? But
Exactly.
why leave a negative comment?
Yes, and it was right before a podcast. So imagine like that's just being said to you, and you're diving into,
And now you're overthinking
and
about
now
it.
you're
and
overthinking, and then at some point I'm like, you know what,
self-conscious.
fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna care. Like whatever.
Well, and that's part of it.
No
is we-
pun intended.
No
we
pun
don't want
intended.
this to be
Yeah.
fake.
We
This
don't
is our
want it to feel
different
scripted.
opinions. Yeah, this is our
Yeah.
different opinions, and we're going to be not always on the same page, and we're going to see things through different eyes. And I would rather hear that and be honest with our viewers than try to be fake up here.
Scripted.
Yes, exactly. So
I don't like to listen to scripted anything.
It's what you don't see.
yeah, what you don't.
When somebody's speaking on their social media or giving a speech, if it sounds too scripted, I tune out.
If you're
Like,
reading.
Right away.
I'm like, this is boring. If they feel like real and genuine and they're just being themselves, then I'm more likely to be engaged and be like, okay, this is a real person. You know? So as much as we appreciate the constructive criticism, I think we're just going to stick to being casual, being
exactly.
ourselves, not monitoring what we say. We curse on this podcast. We talk about sex, we talk about dating, we talk about periods,
Women.
we talk about
Everything.
about menopause. There are no boundaries to what we talk about because we want to be. This is what you don't see. This
what you
is
don't see.
what you don't see. So that was another comment. One of our hot topic issues was the gun
Violence.
violence episode that we had. And somebody commented, where is it? One of them said, by that logic, free speech only applies to the use of parchment paper and feather pens. So I see where he's coming from, and I'm not saying I agree with him. I don't think it's a
It's
good
important
analogy.
to see. It's important to
Yeah.
see perspective.
So I don't know if y'all remember, but we said that when the Second Amendment was written, the right to bear arms, we didn't have AR, automatic rifles, we didn't have all of these really destructive guns. Back then, what was it? I don't know, like
A little pistol.
Yeah, a little pistol that takes forever to reload.
You have to
and-
reload.
yeah.
and-
And
I'm
so
afraid of guns,
we
so-
said that the laws should evolve with
The evolution of the guns.
the evolution of the guns, right? There should
it
be
should.
there should be stricter gun laws if the guns are much more dangerous and they're going to kill a lot more people and they can cause a lot more damage. So what he's saying, okay, well by that logic, free speech only applies to pen and parchment. And you shouldn't be able to say whatever you want on Instagram or, you know what I mean? He's saying that our logic is flawed because the laws should evolve with guns, but not with free speech. But I don't
Gotcha.
think it's a good analogy.
Well,
not.
one is guns kill. Free
There's-
speech. What's that stupid saying? Bones and something don't.
Sticks and stones
don't-
can hurt me. Or wait,
Don't
what?
Don't break my bones.
But
Words will never hurt me.
Words
or
will
something.
never
Sticks
hurt
and
me. I mean,
stones
come
may
on.
break
or
my
it's the other way around.
sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think
This is a gun.
This is a gun. That we're talking about people's lives. We're talking about children's lives.
That's what we were talking about.
The children in school who are being
Yes.
murdered in their classrooms.
So that should change. It should evolve.
It should
the
evolve.
gun laws should evolve.
And I'm not saying that free speech shouldn't evolve, right? Like you shouldn't be allowed to incite violence.
And that's part of what Instagram and all those things that they have blockers. They have these sensory things
Yeah.
that will pick up bad or hateful, and they remove it.
They do.
They remove it, and
Yeah.
that's part of removing free speech, right?
Yeah.
So it has been evolved. So
Yeah.
you can't make a comparison unless you're really making a comparison. And obviously,
think-
in that hate comment, you were not.
I just think one of them has way higher
Making my point.
stakes. Like one of them has way higher stakes, children being murdered in their classrooms versus somebody posting a rant on Instagram. Like you can't really
Can't compare.
can't really compare the two. I get the analogy that you're trying to make. I just don't think you can really.
I like the word parchment and
Parchment and
parchment
paper.
and paper. That was kind of cool.
No, it is coming
Use it
from
today on the
a.
Instagram.
I know, right? I use it today.
Oh,
It's
okay.
coming from a hardcore Republican that his ego got hurt, and then he just needed. You know how they're so radical.
They need to rant.
They need to. Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe in hopes of somebody replying.
Yeah. We have another one that isn't hate, but it's constructive criticism. He said, your podcast is engaging and entertaining. Constructive criticism. Lean more into el lado latino, aka speaking Spanglish here and there. There is a need and niche for Spanglish podcast representation in the market. What do y'all think?
Well, they just got after us for not speaking well. Now we have to speak
I know.
Spanglish.
I know.
You see, we're never gonna make everybody happy.
I don't know. I prefer not to speak Spanglish.
Yeah.
Either I'm going to speak Spanish correctly the way it should be spoken. If not, I won't say anything.
I
But I
speak
will have
Spanglish.
friends that their Spanish is absolutely, I mean, it's awesome. So I will ask them if I'm saying it correctly or, how should I say it or how should it be said. If not, I just won't say it.
I think
I said
Spanglish-
Spanish words because I say Spanglish every now and then
We're
if it
just
comes
in an
out.
area where Spanglish
I
is
think
Spanglish.
I don't think he's saying that we shouldn't speak proper Spanish. I think he's saying we should just speak more Spanish
No, yes.
in the podcast. Like throw it in here and there because there's a market for it.
There is.
Yeah, there is.
So what
But
do y'all
I think
think?
if it's
he said-
natural, it's natural.
It's-
And
yeah.
we do throw a couple of phrases out there every now and then. I think, but it has to be natural.
I try
Yeah,
not to
you
mix
can't force it.
Yeah, we can't.
No, and
we
he
can't-
said
can't force
Spanglish
it.
only because
Yeah.
where we live,
Yeah.
A lot of
that is
people
our
speak.
Spanish.
Yeah,
I
A lot
wish
of
I
people
spoke
speak
better
Spanglish.
Spanish.
Oh, me too.
Me too.
we all do. We all wish.
I do.
My sister's a Spanish teacher.
She needs to come in here.
Come in and give us. Hey, we should do a whole podcast on Spanish and English, words and
should.
phrases.
Yeah.
She should come in and teach us
Does
What
she
is-
speak Spanish from Spain or from Mexico?
both.
Both.
Like her Spanish is
Because I'm not really interested in speaking the Spain Spanish.
no,
you know what I
no,
mean?
no, from Mexico.
Yeah.
So yes, and that's why I try my best not to mix them because when I would,
She would get after
she
you?
Would get very
Well, but
yeah,
that's
she would
part of
get
what we
mad
need
at
to know.
me.
I don't know what Spanglish is necessarily because I think it's a Spanish word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
you think
Because
that
we're such in a
lonche-
Spanglish area.
Yeah, you think that lonche is lunch. And lunch is not lunch, right?
Lunch is not
Not
lunch.
lunch.
see, I
Or
wouldn't
the
know that.
troca is
It's-
truck.
Or carro.
Or,
It's-
yeah.
It's
Okay,
the
English.
correct
sure.
word is
You're coming in,
camioneta,
you
right?
coming
Camion.
Oh, really? You're not
Yeah.
supposed to say carro?
Gas.
Oh,
No.
chihuahuas.
Coche,
You see, we
camión,
need a whole that's a totally
camioneta.
different episode.
Yes.
But that I think is what Spanglish is because that's what we're used
Yeah.
to.
Carro.
Right? For real. Está en mi carro.
I
Yes,
say, I
yeah.
say
Okay.
Spanish
And
and
mix
English.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, oh, accidente de coche or camión or camioneta.
Yeah.
Not accidente de carro. You
See,
know?
I get tongue-tied. Camioneta.
Camioneta is like,
Camioneta.
I feel like that's what you say for like an 18-wheeler, right? Camioneta? Or what's the proper
not too
Spanish?
sure.
For 18-wheeler is
It's not
18
18.
ruedas.
Is it? Nobody says 18
but it's so long
ruedas.
to put on ads.
People say that. Joanna,
18
¿cómo se dice
ruedas.
18-wheeler? No es 18 ruedas, ¿verdad? Camión, yeah.
Camión.
Un accidente con un camión.
De 18 ruedas.
Let me just throw this out
I don't
there.
think
18
anybody in Mexico actually says that though. I think they say camión.
Camion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, we can bring
I
your
mean, we
sister
should
in.
know.
Yeah, we'll bring
That's
your
a different
sister in
podcast.
and
Okay,
talk.
hey.
Yeah.
Do we have any more hate?
Do we? I think that's it. I think that's the majority. I think that's really. Let's read some nice ones. Let's just read some
the
nice
one
ones.
about him. There's one about him.
There's one about Eli.
What about me?
She says.
Okay.
She says in the comments. She says, "I would really like to hear his opinion." Where is it?
So some of the positive feedback, I want to give them a shout out real quick. Julissa Barriga said, I'm barely 21, working hard at becoming a better person, and hearing you ladies talk about something I struggle with gives me a sense of relief because it reminds me we're all just people and we never stop learning. Thank you. Great podcast.
Oh, I love
Thank
that.
you,
21.
Julissa.
I thought we were gonna do the good ones in another episode, so we can close it.
There's not enough good ones to make a whole episode,
okay.
is there?
I don't know.
Is
So
there?
there's one. The one on Eli. It says.
There's not enough good ones. Come on, guys. Give us good ones.
It says longer episodes, please. Would love to know his take on family, health, and finances. Love and relationships from a man's perspective.
Oh, that's not a hate. That's just.
That's love.
That's love.
yeah,
that's
that's
just
love.
Love, family.
Would love to know your take on family, health, and finance. We should do another podcast.
Yeah, we'll do an
on
episode on
that.
that.
So think
Let's-
about that for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll think about
Juan
that one.
Pina on our House Mom of Exotica's episode said, I loved Sarah's questions and investment in the session. She
I'm
was
telling you,
on
you
it.
should do it.
Same episode, Valerie Correa said, the strength of the women who work these jobs is incredible. Thanks for being respectful. You'd be surprised knowing the demand in the valley.
Wow.
On the love and relationships, the Mariana Garcia said, longer episode, would love to know his take on family, health, finances. Weekend Warrior said, love this convo. I relate to you, Ingrid. My hub's deaf lets me be independent and travel alone, and I feel like that's so important. And yes, I relate to that feeling free too. That was the episode on your roadmap in finding your match.
We have that roadmap has kind of left us.
No, I'm still lucky. I'm still lucky.
Rio Grande Podcast said, this was an awesome video. Thanks for this content, everyone.
Oh, that's
Rossi-
nice. Another podcaster.
Rodriguez said, I do believe having that balance between your friends and your relationship is essential. Thank y'all for shedding different points of view through each of y'all's experiences. Aw, thank you. Thank you guys
awesome.
for all the sweet comments. And thank you for the hate comments. It still gets us thinking. It still gets us talking, our engagement. The more comments, the better. So leave as many hate comments as you want. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.